This is Andriy, and I'm your Millennial banker. So, this time, the topic that I want to discuss is teaching younger people, younger kids, if you will, about money, the importance of it, how to manage it, and one of the tools that I would say to use is a high school or a student, if you will, checking account. Highly recommend this. It could be done at any credit union, any bank. Most likely I would prefer to do it wherever you bank now. And this is because over the years I just saw the importance, and it had hundreds of people ask me this question, and time in time out again and again I saw those people that opened those accounts and the way that their kids would learn and use that tool to really gain an understanding of how to actually manage money. It's one thing if you want to talk about it, it's actually another thing if you actually do it. So let's start from, let's kind of backtrack a little bit. So teaching kids, or really teaching someone younger and influencing them in a positive way, I believe is really done by action, and by example. So first, take a look at you, the adult, or the supervisor, the uncle, the mom, the dad, right? Take a look at yourself and how do you manage money, think about money. Do you talk to your spouse about money in a positive manner, in a goal-oriented? Do you write things down? Do you plan? Do you do that, or is it always an argument? Do you stress out about it? Because most likely, even if you think that your kids aren't looking, they are. And they notice the way that you react. And so that's what they're going to learn, right? If you're an overspender, and if you don't pay things on time, right, that's gonna rub off. Even if you think that you're gonna tell them one thing and you're doing something else, they'll end up, for the most of the time, they're gonna end up doing what you're doing. So first let's start there, and let's put a little bit of pressure on yourself as the adult, as the person that's supposed to know this stuff. And if it's something that you're struggling with, this is probably why you're watching this, right? You're probably curious as to, hey, how do I teach my son, my daughter, or whoever, someone that's younger, about money. Now, the actual tool, the process, right? So one is, how do I do this? Okay, I want to take my 14, 15-year-old and I want to open an account. So wherever you bank now, credit union or bank, obviously bring in some identification. So you're going to have your IDs, and then your child, usually nowadays it's two forms of ID, so either a social security card and then some kind of student ID for photo. I would imagine those two will work in most banks. You want to maybe call your bank before, kind of have an appointment almost scheduled. You go in with your child, have the child be the account in their name, add yourself onto it as a secondary person. This is going to enable you to oversee what they're doing. And now a lot of banks and credit unions have apps. So while you're logged into as your own user ID, right, you're going to be able to see your activity and monitor your accounts, and you also see their account as well. And so as you maybe give them an allowance, or maybe they're working a part-time job, this is going to be a nice way for you to see that money coming in, and also talk to them about how to manage it, how much you should be putting away, so on and so forth. The second item there is they will have their own login. They will have access. They probably have a smartphone nowadays, so they're going to be able to download an app and then manage that on their own as well. And while you're doing this, this is the key. They're actually going to be learning by doing, as opposed to they go to school and somebody talks to them about managing a checkbook. I mean, really, nobody balances a checkbook anymore, right? You look at your phone, you do it that way. So as they are, as they have some funds coming into the account, talk to them about that they should give some away. Every dollar that kind of comes in, there should be a small percentage that you should give away. That's at least what I believe. There should also be a percentage that you put away. And if you could teach them, those simple concepts now at that 13, 14, 15, 16-year-old age, they're going to be so much better off down the road. They're going to understand the importance. They're going to take on the responsibility of managing their own money. And you're going to see them, take more action, right? So as they open this account, they're going to start getting money in. Also talk to them about security. Talk to them about, setting up alerts where they could be alerted from the software of the bank, be it a text message or an email that, hey, this is what's going on in my account. I'm below a certain amount, so send me a text message. Talk to them about making payments and paying for things. And if they use a debit card, as a debit or a credit, the money's going to be pulled out of the account. So, even though they're at the store and they're buying, jeans or a hat or something, then they don't necessarily see the money coming out, but they should check their account, and then that money's going to be coming out. Down the road too, you'll be able to, with them having this concept, they're going to be able to actually build credit faster, because they're going to start to kind of understand debits and credits. And then at that point, maybe by the time they reach 17 or 18, they've already had a couple of years of experience of managing an account. Now they might be ready to build credit. So there's a lot of pluses, in this. I don't really see any kind of negatives. And honestly, it's never too early to start thinking about money. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate this. I've been in the industry for over 10 years, so I've been in the financial service, banking and whatnot, credit areas of financial service industry, and a lot of these questions I get asked day in, day out, and I just figured, hey, you know what, there's probably, I get these questions all the time. I'm sure there's other people out there, online all over the world that are asking themselves these questions. So I want to do a multi-part series of videos on personal banking. I want to do some educational base, banking for younger people. My passion is to kind of teach what I have learned over the years. And also I want to do a whole series kind of on business banking as well. Business accounts and money movements and electronics, wire movements, and kind of how it all works, and from more of the professional point of view, because maybe a lot of individuals just don't have access to this information. So I want to kind of educate and get that out there. If you have any questions, please comment down below. Leave me a comment. I'd love to hear if there's a certain topic that you'd like me to talk about. I would love that. Thank you for the support. I'm going to try to actually get as many of these out now and post on a regular, at least weekly basis at this point, as I'm kind of learning both camera wise and YouTube. So I think it's a great platform for us to, anyone with kind of knowledge to help and to educate. So that's one. Two, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, and please subscribe. Again, there's going to be a lot more coming. You're going through the current school system, regardless if you're in private school or in public school, there really isn't much, apart from if you have some particular teacher that, let's say, maybe teaches you something that has to do with finances. But normally nobody teaches you anything regarding finances, at least personal finances.